So precondition in any food business is food safety. And again I'm saying, as we were talking about good agriculture practices when it comes to agriculture exports, same way we should talk about good production practices or good poultry production practices in country. And I request all the associations, please come out with the guidelines, do's and don'ts in the form of a calendar or a poster, paste in every form. Do this, don't do this. I think our workers will understand, our managers will understand, veterinarians will understand. Sometimes there is anxiety to oversubscribe antibiotics, oversubscribe some other chemical residues. I think that should go down. Then we have a good market for all of us. So it has to start from the farm level. We should also look at early detection instead of cure. And as a fantastic presentation was there on fly control, I think a lot of those learnings, if we are talking about managing fly controls in farms, just link it a little bit on the hygienic aspect, make it an integrated approach. You will solve the problem of antibiotic residues, you will also solve the problem of flies in the farm, but good practices must be communicated at all levels, and that is, we have to look at it. So for that, we have to think differently. Everything starts from mind. If we are not thinking about hygiene, we cannot produce hygienic product. Let's be very, very clear. And when I look at product in the market, and if I see a dirty label or a wrongly printed label, it is not that label is wrong. It indicates the mindset of the manager, those who are running those factories. It's the output of the farm or the factory is the collective mental strength and experience of the managers running those farms. Mistakes will not happen on its own. Somebody is responsible for it. And frequent similar mistakes shows that managers are not thinking enough. They are continuing the similar mistakes and they are paid for making mistakes. I think it is very important that we should encourage our managers and farm managers, if required, go for capacity building. Because if they are not aware of what is the right way of doing it, it is our duty to train them. And there is a changing guidelines and practices around the world on food safety and hygiene, which we call it good manufacturing practices or good agriculture practices or good production practices or good veterinary practices. If they are not aware or they have forgotten it, it is our duty to encourage them and to enforce that they should learn about it. It will solve at least 50% of the problem. Technical support. Everywhere around the world, the research is going on. But when we talk to our managers, very often they say, no, this is I'm using from last 30 years. Why you have not upgraded your skill and knowledge base? Are you saying nothing has happened in last 30 years? While new concepts and knowledge is not used to improve the hygiene and safety and productivity. I think research is a continuous process. Transfer of that knowledge to the operating manager and worker is important. And very often I say that in India, people, those who attend conferences, they don't run farm and factories, and those who run farms and factories, they never attend conferences. And that is why there is a huge communication gap. What we discuss modern science here, it never percolates down to our operating managers. Because what we discuss here, we don't go back and discuss with them. We feel, no, my job is over, I came here, attended the conference, finish. But the knowledge which we are discussing since morning, are you going to transmit that to your workers or the managers? If not, coming here, I think is a waste of resources. It's important for us. Let's develop a good communication skill within the organizations. Code of conduct. Why antibiotic residues are coming? Are we giving the right prescription? Are we giving them the right guidance? Are we offering the right dosage? I think it's very important. Code of conduct for the veterinary organizations, those who are manufacturing drugs and marketing and selling drugs, they should not oversell and overkill the system. At the same time, what is right practices should also be communicated. If we will not do voluntarily, I can only assure you, my friends, somebody will fill the gap. Either courts will do, law will do, or somebody else will do. If we are failing from our responsibility, don't expect that society will keep quiet. People will make noise, they will go to the courts, they will write to the government what NGOs are doing, and they will enforce what we have to do, it is better that before somebody else tells us what is right to do, I think we should learn ourselves, become a little bit more vigilant, become a little bit more responsible citizens, and do ourselves. Because it is not going to only protect public health, but will also going to protect our business and goodwill. And if we protect our business and goodwill, profit lies there, not somewhere else. What are the options available in the world market? This is the classification. It's not always by talking the whole bird or live bird or wet bird. The world is highly fragmented when it comes to chicken industry. You can pick up your segment of strength, enter into that market. Very well defined markets they are. Are we taking that advantage of these fragmentations? Or we are simply looking at, I am producing chicken and somebody should buy the whole chicken? No. I think time has come, understand the market and capitalize on this opportunity. Because market can be created. If we are not creating that market, don't blame anybody else. But minute you go to them, the first question every person will ask, every supermarket will ask, every government will ask, first guarantee me that product is safe or not. If that is the case, then rest thing we can discuss. Because there is no alternate to food safety. The day you find alternate to food safety, please communicate to me. If there is anything which is alternate to food safety, do let me know. Or there is something called 50% food safety or 70% safe food. That's not the case. Either food has to be safe or food is unsafe. It cannot be 30, 40, 50, somewhat safe, somewhat unsafe. I think this is a problem of mindset. This is just an excuse that we are half okay and half not okay. World is waiting for us. Are we willing to offer? If yes, we have to be ready for that. So, what we have to do? Answer is also very simple. It's not difficult. All literature is available free of cost on internet. Please note down, my request to all of you is that when you go back today to your hotel or room or tomorrow in your factories or farms or offices, please download Codex Guideline for Poultry. It is freely available in 6 languages, whichever you prefer.